Hello everyone, I am Charelyn Parcia from Group 4 and my report is all about improvisation of instructional materials. But beforehand, let me define you first the meaning of improvisation. So improvisation, it is often shortened to improve or the ability of doing something not planned beforehand, using whatever can be found. It is also an act of using alternative materials and equipment obtainable from environment. And that was the meaning of our improvisation. And when we say improvisation of instructional materials, technically, it is the act of using locally available resources to create teaching and learning process. Improvising instructional materials can be done if there is no real or ideal object. It's just like you are creating a substitute for the ideal or real object. Just like for example, using paper bags to create model of solar systems and using water bottles to create a model of water cycle. It can be effective as traditional materials and more affordable for all. So that was the meaning of our improvisation of instructional materials. Now, let's proceed to the purpose of improvising instructional materials. Improvisation of instructional materials can be a great way to make learning more engaging and relevant. It is also promote creativity in problem-solving skills, except that it has also more benefits and some of them are the following. So first, they are more affordable than traditional instructional materials. Of course, traditional materials such as textbook, workbooks, and software can be very expensive. That's why using improvised materials, you can spend less money. And second, they are more accessible to students from all background. Of course, not all the time available ang mga materials na ating gagamitin. That's why using improvised materials, we can have our substitute for our learning process. And third, it can also allow students to be creative and see and widen their imagination. Of course, using improvised materials can help students to create their own things and widen their imagination because they are creating by their own. Diba? And lastly, it helps students see the relevance of materials to their own life. And that was the benefits of using improvised materials. Now, let's proceed to the importance of improvised materials. So the importance of improvisation. Improvising instructional materials empowers educators to create a stimulating and dynamic learning environment that maximizes student engagement, comprehension, and overall learning outcomes. And that would be all for my report. I hope you learned something from my presentation. Thank you for listening. Mabuhay!